Hello and welcome to another podcast. I'm Dave Hendrick and this is Anfield Index Pro. And today we are going to be looking at loads of centre-backs. So we've done loads of right-backs, done loads of left-backs. Now we've moved into the middle and look at players that are, the foundational rock bed of your team. So I've got 20 because 20 is plenty. I've broken them into two groups, like a 22 and under group, and then a slightly more established group. So there's 11 in the 22 and under group and 9 in the other one. Now, not all of these are players that I'm suggesting can come in and eventually become a first-choice player for us. Some of them would be players that you'd be buying as a backup centre-back. I do think there's a very, very high ceiling on some of these, and I think you could look at some of them as players that if Ibu were to leave, they're players that could come in and potentially replace him. Others are maybe ones you bring in, they're not quite ready to be a starter, but you'd be bringing them in possibly with a view to them being the Van Dijk successor. And finding a replacement for Virgil is going to be nigh on impossible, because he's just that special. He's an all-timer. He's a one-of-one. There hasn't been a centre-back as well-rounded as him. But I do think I've got a pretty good list of centre-backs here. So let's get into them. We'll start with a couple of obvious ones. Huijsen of Bournemouth. Now, this is his first season in the Premier League, and I think everybody has been very, very impressed by how he's performed, how he's adapted to the league. Bournemouth were clever. They brought him along slowly at the start of the season. He wasn't playing every game. But then Senesi got injured, and he had to step up, and he had to play every game. And he has thrived. Now, he's not quite ready to come to a club like Liverpool and start every game. He's not quite there yet. He might be a little bit too good to be a backup, but he might be too good to pass on. Now, I've said for a while, I don't know that we can justify a huge fee on someone that's not going to come in and be a starter, just given how much we have to do. But then we don't know how much money is available. We know that we'll get a decent fee for Joe Gomez, who will likely depart this summer. We'll get some sort of fee for Nat Phillips and a token fee probably for Reece Williams. But the sale of the three of them, two of them who never play, will at least go some way towards paying for a player like Huijsen or even someone a bit more expensive. He has a 50 million release clause, reportedly. And the upside is glaringly obvious. An immense ball player, reads the game really well. He's a footballer first and a defender second, but that's fine. He's good at the defensive side as well. You'd want to see him improve significantly in the air, but he's only 19. He doesn't turn 20 till the middle of April. So that will come in time. Most young centre-backs are not dominant in the air. I know some people have concerns about his build. Joel Matip had the same type of build, and Joel did perfectly fine. Now, of course, the knock with Joel was that he got injured a lot, and that could be the concern with Huijsen. Doesn't have a history of injuries, but in a very physical league, maybe over time. But I don't think that's something you can really worry about. When you sign any player, there's a risk that they might get hurt at some point. I think he's a special talent. And it's funny when you look at the Spanish national team. 2 years ago, their centre-back situation was looking a little bit grim for the long term. And now they've got him because he's changed over from the Netherlands. They've got Pau Gabassi. They've got Asensio, who's establishing himself at Real Madrid. They have Mosquera at Valencia and Gassiorowski at Valencia. 5 outstanding young centre-backs who can give them a multitude of different options. And Kubarsi is the headline act. I think this kid, as a defender and a ball player, has a higher overall ceiling. Kubarsi is going to be the best passing centre-back in the world, but he's a little bit smaller, doesn't have the defensive ceiling that Huijsen has. So absolutely he would be one that would have to be high on your list. Next up then, I mentioned this guy when I did loads of left backs who, it might be a bit clunky, but you could maybe bring him in, play him at left back in time, for a short time, with the view to him being the Virgil successor. And that's Jarrad Branthwaite of Everton. Now, obviously a difficult deal to do, but you just don't know. The new owners might feel like they just take the best offer available for him. 6'5", so towering, commanding presence. Loves to defend. Absolutely loves to defend. And he's a good passer. I'd like to see him with more exposure in a high line because he hasn't played in one at Everton. He did play in one at PSV, though, and that's really where he took great strides in his development. He would be expensive. He might be the most expensive on this list, but he's only 22, turns 23 in the summer, and I have a hard time picking any English centre-back over him right now. I think he's very, very good, with the potential to be absolutely outstanding, with the potential to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. So I think Jarrad Branthwaite is certainly someone that is worth a lot of consideration. Moving on, Ousmane Diomande of Sporting. 6'3", so not as big as the others, but big enough. 21, just turned in December. Came through at Midtjylland, moved to Sporting and has established himself, and he has shone in that team. Now, he has primarily, through his career, played in the back three, but when he's played in the back four in recent months, he looks very comfortable. I think if you were looking to replace Ibu, he's probably the one you'd go for. Top of the list, I think he's got a really high ceiling. Right now, he's already very, very good. He does make some mistakes. There's no question about that. Young centre-backs always do. The only real knock on him would be that you'd lose him to AFCON because he's an Ivory Coast international. But the kid is an absolutely outstanding defender. Next on the list, Ilia Zabarnyi, the partner of Dean Huijsen at Bournemouth. Different type of centre-back. This fella loves to defend. Absolutely lives to defend. He is one of the best defensive centre-backs in the league already. When people talk about the Bournemouth back four, Huijsen gets all the plaudits. People love Kirkes, but this guy is by far the best defender of the three. I think the comp is probably Ruben Diaz, but he's more mobile than Diaz. He's a good but not great ball player, but he's got the potential to be a great defender. He's fearless. He's a leader. He's quick enough that I think he could defend the channel as well as the central areas. I really like him. I don't know what the price would be. I think Bournemouth paid in and around 20, so they'd probably be looking for 40. But he's 22, doesn't turn 23 till September. He's 6'2.5", so he's a little bit shorter than you'd normally like for Liverpool centre-back, just a little bit. But because of his aggression and how strong he is and how well he uses his body, he makes up for it. Again, like most of these players, you would like to see them improve their aerial numbers. Again, like most of these players, that will come with age and experience.
The Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way, with the great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at anfieldindexpro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that, from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.